The sound of August 24th, 12:45 p.m. This is my therapy as biological living light, a child of the sun. And there's certain things I have to share. I'm going to read some Tao in this segment too. And, but you know, I live in a bubble. I don't watch the news. I produce my own media. And my ride driver was taking me to Tai Chi class, meditation and movement, to be in Master Heej's, company and so on and so forth. And the conversation came about, and it came out that he was transgendered. Not a typical topic for Melanin Man, but I'm just gonna go ahead and read some Tao in response to that. I'm going to read 306 Triumph and just understanding who I am as biological living light. I must share, I take the responsibility as Melanin Man, father in and of nature, for the children that exist for the past 400 years and their particular mindset. But let's go ahead and read Triumph. Crawl to begin. Triumph to complete. Renounce to leave. What is the anatomy of any phase of life? First comes a learning stage full of awkward struggle for mastery. Then comes a phase of testing yourself in competition. And finally, there is gracious retirement from the field. For constant competition is not a lasting way of life. Competition is always a thorny problem. True, it challenges you to be your very best. Cultivating skill without using it is like learning a foreign language and never leaving your house. If we think of winning in the narrow sense of vanquishing others, we fall into the dangerous egotism. Winning can be thought of as attainment. For example, if you learn to swim, that is winning over your own ignorance and sloth. If you enter into a meet and win, then that is winning not over others, but achieving your personal best. The other competitors are secondary. It is more important that you know where you stand, that you consolidate your position, and that you look for further achievement. That is true triumph. Triumph in the right amounts is the greatest tonic to the soul. Triumph carried into extremes corrodes the soul. Once you've had your share of triumphs, know when to get out. Once you have gained the top, renounce the competition. Then start over. That is the secret of moving. The secret of moving from phase to phase in life. 7 minutes into the segment, notice the yin yang, the balance. I read Triumph. I'm going to go ahead and not read Lily and go ahead and read 322. Decadence. Decadence. Powdered concubine, dressed in rich silks, feet bound, body soft, lips slack, views lotuses through binoculars, a dragonfly alights on her motionless fan. How do you know when your life verges on decadence? Certainly when the force of form becomes more important than the force of substance. When etiquette and morals become more important than understanding and righteousness. When procedure becomes more important than creativity. Creativity. When procedure becomes more important than creativity. When gratifying your lust becomes more important than measured, governing, and enlightened treatment of other nations. When the act of eating becomes more important than the considerations of nutrition. when the opera becomes more important than helping the poor and homeless, when one's own comfort becomes more important than the suffering of loved ones, when ambition becomes more important than benevolence, when prestige becomes more important than charity, when the academy becomes more important than the streets, when loud expression becomes more important than listening to others, when outrageousness becomes more important than communication, when connoisseurship becomes more important than simple acts, when style becomes more important than function, when books become more important than teachers, when expediency becomes more important than the elderly. When you smell these things happening, you're not far from decadence. 11 minutes into the segment. Intensity. Can I get through intensity in 3 minutes? No, I better not. I'll just run my mouth about being biological, living light, understanding mind over matter, and these ancestral passages written how long ago? Thousands of years ago. We got comments from Sister AMO in the house. Actually, we just got through watching Sister AMO talking about her. I may have to do a segment about Sister AMO and her well-being. And so on, and that would fit well into her intensity, or the intensity of the Tao. But in this last minute of this particular segment with Melanin Man, biological living light, a child of the sun, understanding being light as a feather and a beam of light, and understanding the drawings of the ancestral digits, the significance of the decadence of the conveyance of divinity in the drawing I and one. And do you allow yourself to say to you, I am the one. I am that divine energy that understands LIVE and EVIL. As long as I live the verse, I got to understand the converse. Do we as humanity acknowledge our divinity in the verse being one with the universe? Why do we divide and conquer and separate ourselves when being the bottom, middle, and top with the universe? That would be biological living light, a child of the sun, being one with the universe. I've been your host, Melanin Man, biological living light. That's all I've had to say today. Take care. Peace.